Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So I thought today, since it's been over a year since I did my last Doctor Who haul video, I would show my collection of Doctor Who DVDs and Blu-rays. I won't be showing all of my Doctor Who memorabilia in this video because that will be a separate video coming out on the Last Brain Cell channel in the coming weeks or months, whenever we have time to fully record everything for that. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to start off with Modern Who to get that out of the way because I don't really have much for Modern Who because I don't like Modern Who anymore. But I, for some reason, don't have this in the DVD case. I have it in a weird Blu-ray thin case. It's the Doctor Who movie. I've not seen this, I don't think. I probably watched it when I was younger, very little, but I don't remember a single thing about it. So yeah, that's it. Then I have the Dalek collection, the Peter Cushing films. I have watched these possibly way too many times. I've seen them over and over and over, and I absolutely adore them. They aren't great films, but I really enjoy them. And I still have all the art cards in there, which I'm very happy about. I also have the Blu-ray version of the Daleks, which I've not actually watched the Blu-ray copy, so I'm really interested to see visually how that looks and if it's better than the DVD, because sometimes the upscaling doesn't look like they've done anything, and the colour grade is usually skewed for no reason, so that'll be interesting. I do want to get Invasion of Earth on Blu-ray because I love Invasion of Earth more. The next thing isn't actually Modern Who, it's Classic Who, but it's something that didn't last long, and that's K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend. I saw this at CEX and I thought, why not? Let's add it to the collection. I've never seen it. I will one day watch this, and that will be a very interesting time in my life when that eventually happens. But the really cool thing is, I didn't even know existed, is the Series 1 TARDIS box set. It's literally a TARDIS, and I can hear a bunch of rumbling from discs, because it's probably broken. Oh no, it's just the booklet that's just like flying around. And it's really cool. It has the TARDIS interior, has a massive booklet of like all the episodes and whatnot that's in it. There's the other side. It also comes with Doctor Who Confidential, which I don't know if I've ever seen. But oh, that's the broken thing. But I will one day get to watching that because I need to watch more behind the scenes for Doctor Who, as you know, I've got a massive collection of Doctor Who, and it's one of my favourite things in the world, so might as well. And we're moving now on to the Blu-rays. So I have the Planet of the Dead Blu-ray. I haven't seen the special since, I think it last aired on TV, which was like 2013 or something, or before then, I can't remember. But that was the last time I ever watched this, and I don't remember most of it, shockingly enough. I remember there being a bus. I remember that being like the whole thing, a bus gets transported to another planet or whatnot, and there's weird aliens and a doctor guy or whatever, something, I don't know, scientist, is he? I don't remember. But I just remember this existing, and then seeing, I think her name, Michelle Ryan, seeing her and going, is this Torchwood? Because I'd heard of Torchwood as a kid, but I've never seen it because I wasn't allowed. And I always thought she was like the main character in Torchwood because, you know, they obviously look the same. Like, you know, bangs, black hair, woman, they're the same, right? And then I have probably one of the best Christmas specials Doctor Who has ever made, and unfortunately hasn't made anything good since, aside from Husbands of River Song. Is it Husbands of River Song? Yeah, Husbands of River Song, which is phenomenal, even though it has a lot of weird jokes in it. Doesn't matter. Christmas Carol. Love this Christmas special. This is what Matt Smith's era should have stayed as. A whimsical fairy tale bundle of joy that has really depressing themes throughout, and is an interesting concept. And it's one of the times, I think this is one written by Moffat. It probably is Moffat. Yeah, written by Moffat. This is one of the few things written by Moffat that is brilliant, and is the kind of, you know, has the right amount of twists for a story, the right amount of, you know, it has the right amount of everything, and, you know, he doesn't overdo it, I think, in this story, and that's why it's so good. And then we have, well, the Series 7 box set, but I kind of threw it away and put it in smaller casings for some reason, as you do. So you literally have the poster in there with part 1 and 2 of A, and then you have the snowman kind of folded backwards for the B side. I honestly don't know which side I prefer of 7. I mean, I did do that entire ranking video of Doctor Who, but that was ages ago now, and I've kind of forgotten kind of where I ranked it, because it's Modern Who, and I don't think about Modern Who that much anymore. I think I prefer 7B overall, because, you know, I prefer the costumes, you know, I like the concepts for episodes more, and also you have the Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS episode, which is a great episode. Haven't seen it in ages, though. The last time I saw it was probably when Doctor Who was on Netflix, and that was like 2016, so it's been a long time. And then the last Blu-ray for Modern Who on this list is The Day of the Doctor, which I've grown to not like as much anymore. I still think it's a great special, I still think it's really good. I just don't think it's, you know, the creme de la creme of Doctor Who specials. So with those out of the way now, we can finally go on to the only 2 books that I'm going to show, and that is the complete history for William Hartnell, which is Inside a Spaceship, Marco Polo, The Keys of Marinus, and The Aztecs. This is still sealed. I literally bought this from a library. Like, my local library was like selling books because they were closing down. So I found this and a Peter Capaldi one, and annoyingly enough, it was around the time I didn't like Peter Capaldi's Doctor, even though I had like seen barely any episodes of his. So I gave it to Reese, and Reese has that copy, which I'm really annoyed by because I wish I had it, but you know, what can you do? And then this, which I don't even know where I found, I think it was just in my house somewhere, is The Amazing World of Doctor Who, which is the original one from the 70s, I believe? 1976, yeah, this is the original copy from 1976, and it is literally it's so cool and just quirky, and it's so of the time, and I mean now of the time, because it's got the Sea Devils there, which, you know, as of recording, the first 2 episodes of The War Between the Land and the Sea is out. I wish the title was just The War Between, because The War Between the Land and the Sea is a stupid title and is way too long. But apparently it's alright. I've no idea though. I've only seen some of the costumes and the prosthetic and makeup. I really like the Homo Aqua. I really like the way they look. The name of it sounds dumb. Also, why does the woman Homo Aqua just have a human face, and then the rest is like a really poorly prosthetic of a sea devil? I don't know. It just feels kind of cheap, instead of, you know, the way that the 2010s Silurian kind of did it, where they still look like a reptilian alien. You know, they could have just gone down that route and added prosthetics on her face, but they just don't, and it looks silly. So in complete and pure Sam Gale fashion, I forget to record a section of the video, and that would be my VHS collection of Doctor Who episodes. Let's begin. Unlike the DVDs where they were in order, these are going to be completely out of order. I'm also poorly lit. Just let's not question this. Let's just get it done. So we have The Mind of Evil, Dalek Invasion Earth, only the first 3 episodes, the tin version of Colony in Space, and the Time Monster, which it's just standard ones in there, and you just get a cool tin. I miss the cool tins a lot. I have a bunch of them. The Green Death, the Deadly Assassin, which one's this? The Rescue and the Romans, the Sea Devils, which it says limited edition postcards. I'm pretty sure there's none in here. There is, actually. Yeah. Cool limited edition postcard that's still in the box, and very good condition, actually. This is crazy how good condition these are. Snake Dance, Destiny of the Daleks. I'm also going to move these now to another section, and hopefully I don't drop them all, because these are really, well, these are actually really expensive. I literally got them for free because somebody that my parents knew was getting a bunch of VHSs out. They were throwing them out, and they had all these, and my parents took them. So awesome. Terror of the Zygons, which honestly, now that I realise I have Terror of the Zygons on VHS, I'm totally gonna watch that soon. The Seeds of Doom, which honestly, again, I haven't seen this episode at all, I don't think, so I could just watch it on VHS just as my first watch. And that sounds really cool, to be honest. Pirate Planet, Key to Time Part 2. Planet of Giants. The Stones of Blood, which is Part 3 of Key to Time. Day of the Daleks. Pyramids of Mars. I got a lot of Season 13 here. The War Machines. The Hand of Fear, which is also a limited edition and supposedly has the postcards. But I'm going to guess... Oh no, the postcard is in here. That's sick. Yeah, got the postcard right there. That is awesome. It goes to show how much I look at these and I just keep them protected somewhere away from everything. The Real Boss Operation, which is Part 1 of Key to Time. Underworld. The Keeper of Traken. Tomb of the Cybermen, which I am 100% watching this on the VHS, because that's going to be sick. Robots of Death. Is that the second copy of Robots of Death, or am I going insane? I'm going insane. The Invisible Enemy. The Web Planet Part 2. Enlightenment. Oh, you can actually see all that crap now. Let's move those. Who cares? 4 to Doomsday. That is it, but I also randomly have The Making of Michael Jackson's Thriller, as well as Captain Scarlet in there as well. So that is my entire collection of Doctor Who VHS. But with that over the way and ranting done, let's finally show my collection of classic Who DVDs. And I'm going to try and show this in order as much as possible. We have the beginning box set, which you know what's in here. You got An Unearthly Child, the Daleks, and The Edge of Destruction, aka Inside a Spaceship. Then you got The Keys of Marinus, and then a new edition, The Reign of Terror, which is still my favourite Hartnell episode. Nothing has really come close to beating this aside from the Savages, and I'm obsessed with the Savages. Yes, the telesnap reconstruction, not the terrible animation that exists now. That animation is so gross to look at. Nothing like mean or offensive to the artists. You know, you're on a budget and you're on like a time constraint, and you know your company kind of screws you over. So yeah, but I just think the Savages animation is disgusting to look at. The reason why this is one of my favourite episodes of Hartnell's era is because it's set during the French Revolution, which is a period of history that I am absolutely fallen in love with. It's such an interesting period of history. Also, the military uniforms and just the clothes of that time period I'm obsessed with. I also don't understand why, and also this is why I don't like a lot of Modern Who anymore and don't like Moffat as a writer, because he doesn't do any of his research. The Twice Upon a Time special, why is the First Doctor in that, first of all? But also, why does he diss the French the entire way through? Also, like, does he not realise the First Doctor's favourite place is France and loves the French? Yeah, just, I don't need to go into that. You know, it's fine. It's fine. No need to rant about his poor writing skill. Anyways, Dalek Invasion of Earth. Great episode. Justice for Susan. Even more justice for Susan because Russell T Davies screwed that up with bringing her back. Just, what a dick. Time Meddler. Great episode. Great serial. Russell, if I see you taking the Time Meddler and bringing him back, I will fight you. Stop bringing classic stuff back constantly. Make your own crap. You know, do what Chibs did and make your own stuff. You know, he failed, but you could try and succeed for once, maybe, instead of ruining older stuff like Pyramids of Mars, you know? You can stop. You can stop. The War Machines, which is just the Dalek story, and also introduces Ben and Polly. Not keen on Ben and Polly, to be honest. They kind of irritate me, which is why I struggle through 2's era. And I'm very excited for them to, you know, disappear, so we can just have Jamie there, you know, because they're boyfriends, you know. This is fine. The serial Justice for Dodo. The Lost in Time box set, which includes episodes 1 and 3 of The Crusade, which is one of the worst Doctor Who stories ever made. Dalek's Master Plan, episodes 2, 5, and 10, which is probably one of the longest episodes of Doctor Who for no apparent reason, and half of it is pure wank. The Celestial Toolmaker episode 4, which is a decent story, I enjoy it. Yes, it's a little dull. I like the animation because I think it works. Is it good animation? No, but it's better than The Savages. Moonbase episode 2 and 4, brilliant story. The Faceless Ones episode 1 and 3. I've not seen the Faceless Ones yet. I think I started watching it last night, but I was too tired to continue. Evil of the Daleks episode 2, Abominable Snowman episode 2. Abominable Snowman's pretty decent story. Enemy of the World episode 3. Web of Fear episode 1. I love the Web of Fear. It's probably now my favourite classic Who story alongside the Silurians. Wheel in Space episode 3 and 6, and the Space Pirates episode 2. Then we have The Enemy of the World, which is the limited edition version, but at least it has a actual classic cover underneath the slipcase, which, you know, if it didn't, I would be irritated, because there's more things in my Doctor Who collection that don't match, which is why I'm really annoyed with the copy of Reign of Terror, because it's the opaque white case instead of grey. And the last one in this pile of many piles is Revisitations 3, which includes Tomb of the Cybermen, the Three Doctors, and Robots of Death. I've only seen Robots of Death in this collection. It is a really good Tom Baker story. Three Doctors, you know, I kind of should have watched before, you know, the season 2 finale this year, but, you know, why would I do that when Russell doesn't even care about the stuff that he writes? Tomb of the Cybermen, I'm very close to watching because, you know, I've almost finished season 4. So yeah, good box set. Really enjoyed Robots of Death. Too many piles. We're now getting close to the end of 2's era. So we start off with the Mind Robber. Again, what are you doing with the cheap cases? Make them grey. Give them that nice, good quality. These feel like they're about to break apart. It looks awful. I want the grey cases, bro. Mind Robber, never seen it. Want to watch it. This is like season 5 or 6. I've no idea. But I've heard a lot about the story, and also a lot of 2 stories later down the line of how they're interesting. I have a feeling I'll probably enjoy a lot of them because I have enjoyed a decent amount of 2's era, even though they've kind of been just alright consistently, which, I mean, that's more consistent than Hartnell's era. And then we have The Invasion, which I've still not seen. And then we have The War Games, Troughton's final story, which recently got a colour version as well as a re-edit that cuts out a lot of stuff. From what I've heard, it's not good. Cutting down a 4-hour story into 90 minutes. The first one for Pertwee's list is Spearhead from Space Blu-ray. Absolutely adore this story. Love the Autons. The Autons, one of my favourite Doctor Who aliens of all time. They're amazing. Love the story. Brilliant. Love Pertwee's Doctor, one of my favourite Doctors of all time, alongside Capaldi. I need to watch the Blu-ray because I've heard it looks gorgeous. And have Beneath the Surface box set, which was like £2 at CEX, so I nabbed that immediately. This includes the Silurians, the Sea Devils, and Warriors of the Deep. Silurians being my favourite episode alongside Web of Fear. Absolutely brilliant. Sea Devils, need to watch because of, you know, the new show. Gotta watch everything, you know, including Torchwood Season 2 and 3, because, you know, of course everyone wants to watch Torchwood, because Torchwood is so good. And we got the Ambassadors of Death, which starts off phenomenally, and then by that midpoint ends into a car crash, and then a house on fire, and then, you know, a nuclear bomb, because it's literal garbage by the end. Inferno, still not seen this, need to watch it, been on hold for about a year, because, you know, I really struggle when we get to 7 parts, or 6-part episodes of Doctor Who, because they do tend to drag, and that's very consistent across most of them. They drag a lot, so it's a struggle to pick them up and watch them. So I I swear I'll watch this next year. It'll happen. And then moving on to Tom Baker's era, we have Genesis of the Daleks, which everyone knows by now. Very controversial opinion. I think this is a terrible, terrible story. I will rewatch it. I said that last time. It will happen. It will happen. Don't worry. We have Terror of the Zygons, which is a brilliant Tom Baker story. Probably my favourite Tom Baker story. I also love Planet of Evil a lot. I watched that last night. I really enjoyed my time. Pyramids of Mars, which is fine. I thought the first 2 episodes were really good, and then the next 2 weren't as good, especially the finale. I really didn't enjoy the finale. I didn't like what was going on. I found a lot of it to be too goofy by the end, whereas the beginning is really dark. I say really dark. It's darkish. This isn't that dark of a story. Season 13 isn't that dark as well. I don't know why people say it's like the darkest Doctor Who season of all time or whatever. It's silly, because a lot of it isn't that dark. Then we have The Seeds of Doom, which is another story from season 13, which is no longer on BBC iPlayer because of rights issues. Not seen this one. Very close to watching. I just need to watch Android Invasion and there was another one. What was the other one? There's another episode I gotta watch before this one because I'm watching Tom Baker's era through. Again, what is it with these clear cases? I need to buy some just grey cases and just reuse these ones for something else. And then a recent one I bought is The Hand of Fear, which I've not opened yet. This was also supposed to be a signed copy, and it arrived like this. I love the signature from Tom Baker, you know. It looks really good. You see that? You see that signature right there? You see the signature right there? It's so good. I love that. Love that. And then the second to last pile, which you can see, Talons of Wen Chiang, which is in a black case instead of grey, but, you know, kind of works more because, you know, it's sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's about to crack, like, just from picking it up. You know. It's heavy duty, you know. Horror of Fang Rock, or as one of my friends like to call it, Horror of Fang Cock. And then we have City of Death, which is notorious for being one of the best episodes of Classic Who and Tom Baker's era. I will more than likely disagree, but who knows, maybe I will have a correct opinion for once and enjoy it. And then we have the New Beginnings box set, which includes The Keeper of Traken, Logopolis, and Castrovalva. I think I've seen all 3 of these episodes when I was younger, but I don't remember them for the life of me, which is like the same with a lot of Doctor Who. I know I've seen it, I just don't remember it at all. And then we have one of the first Classic Who DVDs that I bought in recent years, which I bought in like 2021 or something, I found at a charity shop, is Earth Shock. I've heard nothing about, aside from like people say like, you know, whoa, there's a big twist, there's a big moment, whoa. Wonder what that's gonna be. Sure, that's interesting for someone who cares. Then we have The 5 Doctors, which I'm really annoyed that this isn't the other copy because it doesn't match the usual, but who cares? It's The 5 Doctors. It's great. Planet of Fire, which, again, I've seen but probably don't remember. The Caves of Androzani, which is the... Oh no, it's the normal version. I thought I had the special edition. It's the normal version, not the special edition. Phenomenal story. Does kind of dip halfway through because of motivations for characters are kind of, you know, non-existent. So it's like, what's the point in some of these characters being here? But overall, it's a really, really good story. And then followed by one of the worst stories ever made. Then we have Attack of the Cybermen, which, again, I've not seen it yet, but I need to. Going down here because I don't know which order these are in. We have the Bread for War box set, which I bought very recently from CEX. This includes The Time Warrior, Sontaran Experiment, which is a really mid-episode, Invasion of Time, and The 2 Doctors, which, from if memory serves me well, I hated growing up. Then we have Trial of a Time Lord, which includes Time Warp? No, it's not Time Warp. Mysterious Planet, Mind Warp, Terror of the Vervoids, and The Ultimate Foe. I say Time Warp because I recently watched a Rocky Horror Picture Show at the cinema again, because I can't get enough of Rocky Horror. And then the final two on this list, which are McCoy episodes, is Battlefield and The Curse of Fenric. So that is it for this video. That is the entire collection of Blu-rays and DVDs I have for Doctor Who. I will more than likely buy more DVDs and Blu-rays in the coming years, and especially at Christmas I really want to get The Web of Fear on Blu-ray because, again, as I said, my favourite episode along the Silurians. So yeah, without further ado, thank you so much for watching this collection video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.